Test, test, test. And the weatherman said, if you're not well, stay in bed. And I've been feeling down and blue, and it's cloudy in my head. I saw the Michael Jackson movie last night. I feel like I can't even explain. I can't even put it into words. I literally feel heartbroken. This whole podcast might damn near be a Michael Jackson movie review because look, I grew up obviously listening to Michael Jackson, a lot of Motown kind of stuff. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, so a lot of Elvis and all of this kind of got baked into my mind at an early age. And then near the end of middle school, I really got into James Brown, Stevie Wonder, and that is the heart of my music taste right there. The soul, the gospel, some of the jazz. When I tell you that that's damn near my worldview, I promise you it is. And I feel like I don't get to talk about this stuff enough. Not that I can't just talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about, but it just doesn't seem to come up in my content too much. But watching that movie, there's the appreciation for the talent and the story, but also just understanding the talent of somebody like Michael Jackson, and then knowing that there's a movie about him. I'm walking into that going, this shit better be awesome. It better be so good. Because the Elvis movie, for example, I felt like, well, it was a little bit weird, of course, but that was an experience. And I feel like that did a really good job at kind of meeting the intensity of his life. And watching the Michael Jackson movie, I was freaking disappointed. And look, I hate to even start off with that because I'll give you a little bit of insight into my brain. I've been trying to emphasize what I do like about something instead of what I don't like about something, especially first. So maybe I'm contradicting my own personal goal here, but even through my content, I like to critique a lot of general things, a lot of general behavior that most people do. And then I think to myself, okay, in a content sense, if that's all I'm talking about, then most people are not going to want to listen to me because they'll think that it's negativity. Usually when I'm critiquing something general, it's kind of for you, the viewer, as in mindlessness is terrible. Don't be mindless. And I'm kind of trying to defend the depth of your mind in the face of this general kind of thing. But it's not going to come off as I intend every single time. And I think critiquing the general is going to be way less powerful than just emphasizing my love and appreciation for the thing that might be a little bit more niche or less common. So again, I'm trying to do that more. I see that in a content sense, but I reflect that and say, well, what does this mean in terms of my self-audit? Why do I gravitate towards critiquing that general thing instead of appreciating that? So honestly, I'm just using that as a form of improving myself. So again, maybe I'm contradicting that whole idea that I just talked about, but I literally feel like I got broken up with or something after watching that movie because, again, you think of someone like Michael Jackson. The talent behind that individual is outrageous. You can't even really put that into words. And I wish, honestly, that I had a little bit more formal technical training in music because I feel like I speak the language in my brain, but I can't speak the language outwardly very well. So it's kind of hard to navigate these things. I love my friends that are very, very musically inclined because I can go, oh, what's that shit right there that, is kind of punching me in the gut, but I can't put words to it. And then they can put words to it for me. But recognizing that of somebody along with the life story, which, depending on how much you've heard about Michael Jackson, you know that there's some crazy shit going on there. The movie felt a little bit simple. It was a little bit too simple to where I did not feel like it covered the true depth of Michael Jackson's existence. And you know, there were struggles in the movie. There were the tense points, kind of the on the edge of your seat kind of feeling, but nothing crazy. And it would constantly make light of things and just have these kind of easy out solutions. And then the end of the movie, I'm going, what? I could have sworn I felt like there was at least a quarter of the movie left. And so I've got to say I was not super impressed with it, which is so unfortunate because me, as a massive fan of not only that genre, but Michael Jackson, of course, knowing that there's a movie out, I'm going, oh my God. It was the same feeling as the Elvis movie. I'm thinking this is going to be legendary. And I'll tell you this, I feel like a very pragmatic, well thought out kind of person that can navigate my emotions. But when it comes to a movie, I am very heavily affected by movies for some reason. And what I will highlight that I absolutely loved, I mean, is the fact that the damn thing was about Michael Jackson. It kind of depicted him as a young kid and kind of getting discovered and whatnot. And I don't think the vocals were true, as in the actor was doing the vocals. I could be way off here, but it seemed like there was definitely a lot of doctoring to the point where I don't even know. But it made me emotional just seeing even the depiction of Michael Jackson and hearing just the purity of the vocals. And I would just see the dancing, and even that, I'm freaking almost tearing up watching this movie thinking, this is just the most amazing expression. This is the most amazing language to me. So that is something that I absolutely did love. But again, oh God, I feel like it did not cover the depth of that experience, that person's life. Also, I mean, Michael Jackson has all of the super popular songs, A, B, C. Of course, they did some of the Jackson 5 focus stuff at the beginning. And then there's so many of these just gem kind of songs that I felt like should have absolutely been in there. And all of the songs that were played or sung in the movie, they weren't the ones where you go, oh my gosh. It was more of the very expected kind of ones. And I was just talking to my friend Brennan. I said, yeah, dude, it almost felt like it was a movie not about Michael Jackson that just happened to use Michael Jackson songs for the soundtrack. And then the cinematography was not that good either. So I'm kind of just tearing this apart, but it's honestly because I feel stripped of an experience that it should have been. But the idea of this kind of music and talent, I genuinely feel like the element of soul and what music is communicating plus talent is really what stands out to me the most. And, you know, when you hear a lot of the music today, are these people really that talented? You know what I mean? I was trying to think of a song of Michael Jackson's that I could sing all the way through. There are zero. The skill and the natural ability that it takes to be able to sing a song like that. And again, I'm somebody that really cares about music. I'm constantly singing, constantly thinking about songs. Somebody says a word, I'm immediately going, oh, what song has that word in the title? And then I start singing it. I cannot replicate even close to singing a Michael Jackson song all the way through. But then you got most of the stuff on the radio or what's popular on TikTok and whatnot. And yeah, I'm thinking, look, if I can sing this shit, is it really that good? Is it really that impressive? And genuinely what I'm seeing is that there's more of a promotion of success and fame and celebrity over soul. And I don't know, maybe it's kind of cringe for me to be talking about that and saying it in that way, but I actually take this very seriously because the stuff that you listen to, I mean, that has an effect on you for sure. undeniably that tinkers with your brain in some sort of way. And I think to have an appreciation, a true appreciation for someone like Michael Jackson or Stevie Wonder, there's a little bit of a depth to that I think it offers you a sense of creativity. It offers you a sense of sort of vision into the abstract that, I think is pretty well reflective of human life, because this shit is not simple whatsoever. So again, I'm doing my thing of critiquing the general. There are obviously amazing artists out there, and you could probably go on TikTok and find somebody that's a better singer than the most famous singer of all time right now, and you just go, what? How is this even possible? This is just a freaking girl in her bedroom or something. It's just insane at singing. And so there are so many people out there, but I think what gets really pushed in a big way that becomes super, super, super mainstream, I don't know where that comes from, because it seems more like a business than it does an actual expression of something. And so you'll see these movies about, the Michael Jacksons, the Elvis, the Motown kind of stuff, and soul comes first. Expressing life through music comes first, and then there was the discovery period. I feel like that's been bypassed now, and it's really, really upsetting, because to be honest with you, my heart posture in what I do is a soul first kind of thing. So when I witness somebody with that soul first heart posture, oh my gosh, it resonates so hard. And you see that there's a lot of people trying to take shortcuts. And, if you've listened to the podcast enough times, you know that I fully believe shortcuts are just not real. It's not real, because the whole point of getting to a goal or completing an objective is the person you become on the way to that thing. So in a music sense, you look at somebody who has spent years and years crafting a voice that can do what most people's voices can't do. And again, it communicates this deep emotion. It is another language. That is something so different than Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? I'm sorry if you like Bad Bunny, but it's just at the front of mind, because the gym I go to, all day long, all I'm hearing, I'm going, what are we doing? I hate to keep reverting back to my nature of the cynical play, but that's not the same thing. It's absolutely not. And maybe that's a good container for some sort of festival or groupthink club scenario. But when we get down to the art of music, God, I feel like such a prick talking about this. Genuinely, I hope you can feel kind of my heart contradiction here, because I don't want to just shit on something that didn't ask to be shit on. But this is such a big frame for me, and I feel so passionate about this that I feel like there is better music than not, if that makes sense. Or there are songs that are objectively better than other ones, and music is this subjective thing 100%, and you can't really say, oh, this is objectively better than this. But I think if we get into the absolute detail of it, and again, the depth, you think of somebody like Michael Jackson, that is a rocket scientist of music. And then you have people that are just trying to be famous, and music is kind of the vehicle. Watching the movie, the part that really stuck out to me, there were parts where Michael was in the hospital and whatnot because of some accidents, and he's visiting the other patients and hanging out with people, and even before that, going to the hospital and spending time with the sick kids and watching little shows with them and whatnot. And yeah, it was a movie. I guarantee you that shit was true, because you can just tell that this talent and this processing of sound and movement, that doesn't come from somebody that is living through ill intent, I guess would be my best way of putting it. And yeah, there are psychopaths that are really good at things, but I think just what we've seen culturally, he definitely had a really good heart. And then you get into the whole conspiracy side of his life and everything. And it seems like he was trying to spread a very soul-postured message. Again, I am no expert on the life of Michael Jackson, but you hear certain things. As a person that pays attention to the soul posture, you hear certain things that funnel into that category so well. You go, whoa. You know what? That seems like somebody whose childhood and experiences genuinely led to a position of, I want to change things. And then dude's getting framed for all of the craziest stuff ever, and he overdosed or whatever the heck it was. Yeah, right. And also it didn't really cover any of that. It's kind of like how the Bible doesn't address whether the Bible is true or not. It just goes along with it. I feel like the movie was just, all right, here's the movie, and you're going, hold on, freaking elephant in the room, are we not going to address a little bit deeper the well-intentioned messaging and everything through the songs, and how that was probably deeply rejected by the shit that he was kind of calling out? I don't know. I feel like I could go way down a rabbit hole that might not be as productive, but again, it brings me just so strongly to this idea of soul over success. How do you put the path before the outcome? How do you put the craft before the income? This is so important. There is no real meaningful path in life that just gives you a prize. And if more people, if more of us can just continue to promote the shortcuts are fake kind of mindset and action. You show up to the thing because of who it turns you into instead of just what you're trying to get out of it. I think that's the kind of shit that changes the world. And look, I go back and forth on how I want to impact the world, because sometimes I have this idea of, gosh, I want 1 million people just listening to the podcast, because I know that for somebody that can listen to me talk about this shit, you're actually thinking. This is not the clickbaity kind of stuff. I very rarely just hand out get out of jail free cards, right? My posturing of my mind is not easy way out. So to even be attracted to that in the first place, you have to be thinking, and I know that impacts. I'm thinking, gosh, what if there were 1 million people just like you listening to this? That shit absolutely changes the world. Then I get kind of this inflated idea of how I should impact. It's kind of a more idea. But then when you really think about it, it's not the numbers on the video. It's not the views. It's not the likes. It's not posting it in the first place. I genuinely think it's how you as one freaking individual in this world shows up to the other people that you talk to the things that you work on, to what you show and advertise of yourself out to the world. That's such a freaking big impact. And when there's not 1 million views tied to it, I think we've been trained at this point to feel like that's not impacting anything. But when I talk to somebody that I've never met before and I can just see light in their eyes, oh man, that impacts me like crazy. When I hear someone's voice and the way that they sing is just communicating something that I can't put the words to, but I understand the language, that is so powerful. That doesn't have to have 1 million views tied to it. It doesn't have to have the success lens on it to actually appreciate that. And again, whatever we can do to put this soul first lens on everything, again, I think that changes the world. So it's not about a million views. It's about, how do I talk to my damn self? How can I approach pursuing something meaningful in my life without just chasing the carrot that's dangling and trying to get the outcome? Can I stay true to the path? If you create something or you're working on something, can you do that out of the love for it and never sell your soul? Why do I constantly see people that I think are genuine and they end up throwing that shit away because the $50,000 a month brand deal with some gambling bullshit that just compels most people? Oh, I would do anything for $50,000 a month. Why? Why is that so common? If you are listening to this right now and you're the kind of person that is seeing everybody else win, but you're just trying to do the right thing and just stick to it and stay in the game of being what you feel like is a good person, and it's just not playing out in some fancy way for you, I would want to encourage you as much as humanly possible to just stick to that. Because when you finally succeed and you were a good person through the whole freaking thing, then people are going to go, oh my God, you did the thing and you didn't sell out. You remained a real ass person through every single step of the way. We don't get to see that often. If I could, pin my life philosophy on something, or at least my life experience on something, truly it's that. I'm trying so hard to just stick to what I know is right. And it does not pay you back immediately. I'm still waiting for it to pay me back. I absolutely love my life, but sometimes the soul is so tired because what we're up against in this world is people that just want the success. Think of the people that are at the tip top of humanity that really control everything. And it's not the people you see on the news. It's some behind the curtain type of shit that you and I definitely don't know about. And if you do know about it, gosh, please let me know, because I'd love to know what the hell is actually going on. People that seek control, people that seek to win through manipulation. Can we take a step back and call that exactly what it is? It's fear. It's scarcity. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you got $1 billion in the bank. If you made that money through manipulating people, if all you seek to do is win through leverage, look good by comparison instead of actually looking into your soul, you don't have shit. You don't have anything. It's the people that operate out of pure scarcity that screw everything over, because unfortunately, you can win through scarcity today. And I say win very lightly because that's not a soul win, that's just a practical win. As in, you can make a shit ton of money by being a piece of shit person. I think you're probably better off being a piece of shit person if money is the only thing that you care about, because it's very easy to do. Most people don't pay attention, so if you just learn how to take advantage of most people, you can absolutely crush it. But I come back to the idea of when you're not getting the flashy wins, when everything isn't just going obviously perfect for you, when everything you say on your social media videos doesn't get 1 million views, when every product you put out that you're trying to create and put your soul into doesn't make just $1 million up front, could you stay the course? Could you stay the course? Because again, I am trying so hard to stay the course for me. And if I'm being fully transparent, I would like some company in that. I really would. Because there are a lot of people, and I know a lot of people, that win through the bullshit. They'll say the thing just to get people to like them. That's it. The only intention is, how can I win? How can I win? And what a crazy question to ask. I get a lot of people asking me, oh, well, I want to post on social media. What would your advice be? What should I do? What should I document? What should I talk about? Huh? Wait, you're talking about doing a thing before you even know why? You're talking about talking and putting ideas out there before you have ideas and things that you care about, and before you've spent the time sitting in a damn empty room wondering, who the hell am I? What is my life about? But you want to do the social media thing because it means money, right? Because it means views. I started posting on social media because about day one, I had spent 4 years running every single morning, never missing a single day, teaming up with myself every morning to overcome this thing that I didn't want to do, and doing that quietly. No one cared. All I got was freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? Flack? Yeah, all I got was flack for it. Why are you doing this every day? You don't need to be so obsessed. And I just knew that it was building something within me. I'm out there every day, freaking damn near crying, just feeling the weight of being 17 years old, going, I just want to show myself that I can do more, that I can show up every single day. And everybody says they do something, and everybody's got holes in that statement. I don't want to be the person that has holes in that statement. What if I was more consistent at the shit that I hated than most people are with the thing that they love? What if? All of this, 4 years of never missing a day, out there by myself, feeling more lonely than you can imagine, learning more lessons about myself than you can imagine. And then I thought, maybe I should talk about this. And mind you, how many posts did it take on freaking TikTok and Instagram for things to really catch on? 1,300. I posted twice a day for, 2 years? And every time, 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 1,000 views, 800 views. I'm thinking, how are people just getting millions of views on the stuff that they're talking about? I'm over here pouring my heart into what I'm talking about every single day. And literally nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Do you know the amount of times that I would just look at my phone and go, I don't even want to do this anymore. I would rather just say these things to myself, because then those things are actually going to be understood. But here I am posting it on social media. No one cares. Maybe they don't even deserve to hear what I'm saying. But I made the promise to myself that I would continue putting that message out there. You want to know how much of a business framing I had going into posting on social media? 0. I said, I'm going to put my ideas out there until the cows come home. I thought, gosh, maybe somebody will just ask me to write a book or something one day if I just keep talking about these things that I care about, that I really don't see that many people talking about in the way that I do. Maybe something will happen. I don't know. But I'm just going to show up every single freaking day because nobody else is going to do it for me. And guess what? I have 400,000 followers on Instagram. Whoop-de-doo. Still, nobody gives a shit. You want to know how many people out of 400,000 actually get it? Maybe 400? 4,000 at best? The world is not comprised of just billions of people that will do the hard thing for the sake of their soul. Again, the frame of the entire world now is let's just try to win. And I do not want that to continue. I want to be an example of somebody that continues to put soul over the success. I shoot myself in the foot every single day in a business and financial sense because I refuse to trick people. I refuse to look into this camera, which is metaphorically, your eyes as the person watching this. I refuse to look at you and lie. I refuse to tell you something about yourself that's going to make you believe that you're not enough and that you need me. Every single person I work with, I tell them, you don't need me. You shouldn't be like me. Because when people are just begging you to do their thing and adopt their lifestyle and mindset and thinking, that is scarcity. Scarcity is fear. And fear just asks for more fear. I'm trying to be abundant. So this world has a lot of the scarcity and the fear. And as somebody that is trying to be as abundant as possible, I'm encouraging you with every single bone in my body to be abundant as well. Not to give in. Don't sell the soul. I promise you there is no price tag on this earth that is worth more than your soul. There's just not. Because at a certain point, you become old and you go, damn, how did I give up me? How did I give up my literal self for money? And what can money buy you? Stuff. And what is stuff? I don't know. At best, a distraction from you. If you're trying to climb the ladder in this world of being as materially successful as possible just to get away from yourself, you better buy some really good running shoes, because you are never going to outrun the version of you that you don't want to hear from. So you might as well turn around and have that conversation with you. Don't pursue the success over pursuing a golden self-relationship. Don't just pursue attention over that voice in your head that's going, oh man, there's something more here. There's something more. And look, I'm not trying to advise anybody against being financially free. What a beautiful form of autonomy. I'm trying to do the same shit. But do you think I'm going to do that through screwing people over? Do you think I'm going to do that through lying? Do you think that I'm going to gain more and more followers and views through just saying the shit that's going to work? Or should I be honest? Because I'll tell you what, since day one of my life, I've been looking for that hero that will be honest. The person that doesn't sell their soul, the person that doesn't default, the person that doesn't just, hold a good posture all the way through and then, wait, why did they do that thing that seems way against their character? Oh, it must have got them, right? I don't want to be that kind of person. And I never will be. I've been looking for the hero of that path. And I'm walking that every single day. And when you, the person that will put soul over success, why am I getting 100 text messages? Oh my God. When you, the person that will put soul over success, when you can work on that thing and do it for the right reasons, and you can just have that emotional endurance to just stick with it. Every time you feel like you want to escape and go the easy route, if you can just stick with it, you're absolutely changing the world. And I thank you for that. I thank me for that, for fighting that every single day to just try and do the right thing. I feel like we all know kind of what that's about. But I don't know if I see too much of it. 'Cause yeah, social media is it's just inflated and it's fake, and I hope as somebody that has a large following can speak the truth about this and maybe have a slight slight podium to speak from, a slight accolade in that direction where I can say, what is it all about? Everyone is just chasing some shit that is not going to solve the soul problem. It's not going to solve that self-relationship. Everything is a branch. It's cool to have a big social media following. It's cool to have money. It's cool to have great relationships. It's cool to have all this stuff, good physique, whatever else we all want. But it doesn't solve the problem. It's not the root system of the tree. It's just the branches, and the relationship with yourself, your ability to continue coaching yourself through the difficult times of trying to continue doing the right thing and just stay that course. That right there is absolutely what it's all about. So I know that this episode might have been just a little bit more of a rant style, abstract kind of stream of consciousness. But it's necessary every once in a while. I want you to know that I am coming from the most genuine place possible. And I'm trying to make my life awesome. I'm trying to achieve things, but not at the expense of what I care about most, which is real impact, which is being a real example of the character that, again, I've been searching for. I've been wanting to see in somebody else because that's heroic to me. So with that, maybe we'll end there. A couple things. If you're watching on YouTube, can you see how crunchy my hair is right now? Hilarious. I got out of the shower and I'm on that curl routine, so I look like I have Lego hair right now. I can see in the little viewfinder on my camera. But if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. I do a video like this every single week, just trying to do the deep dive, trying to make the world a better place, whatever. You get it. And leave a like and comment what you thought. I'd love to hear from you. If you're listening on Spotify, give the show a 5-star rating. That really helps. And click follow too. I think I said this last week, but recently over 5K followers on Spotify. So how sick is that? Let's go. You guys are the best. What do you do on Spotify? Do the 5-star thing? I don't think you can like on Spotify. But comment what you thought. I always say, favorite little notification to see on my phone is that Spotify for Creators comment thing. I try to get back to as many comments as I possibly can. I get back to most, so I'll see you in the comment section. If you want to read my newsletter, I send out 2 of those a week. You can subscribe to that for free. The link is in the show notes and description. I send out I already said that. I send out twice a week. It's more, similar topics that I talk about on the podcast, probably a little bit shorter in length. But if you like to have something to read, screenshot, save quotes, and that kind of thing, absolutely do that as well. What else do I got on my typical list? Oh, if anything in this episode, which again I know is a little bit high level, kind of abstract, but if anything really resonated as, wow, I need more help with this, I need to tap into this in my own life, click on the top link in the description or show notes. You can check out my site and learn a bit more about my mentorship offer and my community, both really powerful tools for making real change in your life versus me just selling some bullshit for the sake of making money. So everything in those 2 offerings of mine are a culmination of everything I've learned in my entire life, and I pour my heart into that, as I hope you could imagine from listening to this episode. So again, if you need help, I would be absolutely happy to help you. Last thing, no phone dinner. You already know. Right? If you're eating dinner tonight, or if you're not eating dinner tonight and you're fasting and you're pretending to eat dinner, put your phone away, close the laptop, shut the TV off, all of it gone, okay? You gotta practice being in the present moment. You have to. That is a superpower in today's world, just being able to sit with yourself and have that be a pleasant experience. Most people do not like the sound of their own voice, even if it's in their own head. Get to know that voice. The self relationship is the root system of everything in your life. So if you dismiss that, you're not going to be too happy with the results of every other part of your life. So sit in the present moment, look at the texture of the wall, watch the freaking fan blades, listen to the air conditioning noise. I don't know. And if you eat dinner with other people typically, well, then enjoy their presence. But your family, your friends, you all by yourself. They're all great options. No phone dinner will absolutely change your life. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you coming along the stream of consciousness. I'll see you next week. And oh my God, I think this was episode 52, 1 year podcast anniversary. What the hell? How did I not mention that earlier? Well, okay. Well, if you listen to the end, I love you. I appreciate you sticking around for me to remember that point. But have the best day ever. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.